A pleasant morning to members of the media, and welcome to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Weekly Media Brief. My name is Michael Jackman, Acting Assistant Superintendent, Corporate Communications Unit, and Public Information Officer for the TTPS. Today I have with me Acting Assistant Superintendent Harnarine Rampath of the Highway and Traffic Patrol, also Constable Brent Batson, Road Safety Coordinator, and they are here to speak to you today on issues of safety. I'll start firstly with ASP Rampath.
Pleasant good morning to all. I have the distinct pleasure of briefing you just ahead of the long Easter weekend, which has in its midst Good Friday, Shouter Baptist Day, Gloria Saturday, and Easter Monday. As with all long weekends, where persons often engage in festive activities, we at the Traffic and Highway Patrol Branch wish to remind all citizens to play their part in ensuring that safety is high priority as part of our planning activities. Our message resonates not just in road safety, but in all the activities that we may engage in over the long weekend. Those of you who may be frequenting the beaches and rivers, we kindly urge that you check in with the local police station if you are setting up a camp and provide the officers with a contact number, the number of persons in your group, and where exactly on the beach or river you may be setting up. Make sure to take note of the telephone number of the nearest police station in that area. Make sure you have safety equipment such as first aid kits, flashlights, and a fire extinguisher. Ensure strict and constant supervision of minors, especially near water, and have flotation devices readily available in case of an emergency. Remember, it is a best practice to bathe in water that levels no higher than waist height. Be vigilant for safe bathing zones on the beaches and always obey the instructions of lifeguards on duty. Ensure your mobile phone is fully charged and topped up to make calls in an emergency. Check the area for signals. If holding barbecue events, ensure children are kept far from flammable liquids and hot surfaces. Be thoughtful and respectful of the neighboring campers and residents with music levels. Make checks on your vehicle often to ensure that it is parked in a safe area. Move in groups and friends should escort females at night. Ensure you have essential emergency contact numbers on hand, such as police 999, fire 990, emergency, ambulance services 811. Those of you who may be desirous of leaving the country, ensure that you secure your house and vehicles. Ask a neighbor, a friend, or a relative to pass by and check on your property, and if necessary, switch on external lights. Let the banks know if any credit cards are going to be used whilst abroad.
With regards to safety on the roads, yesterday, Trinidad and Tobago, yesterday afternoon at around 4:30 p.m., we recorded our latest road traffic death. This happened at St. Mary's Village, Maruga, along the main road, and it involved a pedocyclist and a truck. The initial reports suggest that the pedocyclist may have picked up a skid and came on, eventually skidded underneath the path of the truck. Again, though, what's heartbreaking, these are very preventable incidents. For 2018, that makes it 19 road deaths have been confirmed to have occurred on the roadways of Trinidad and Tobago, and that's 19 too many. It actually matches the same road death figure as last year, but we're actually hoping for a greater reduction with regards to the amount of efforts that we were putting in to try and make the road safer. But it still goes back to a lot of road user behavior, and we don't want to remind drivers the importance of being out there and recognizing hazards. And these hazards include other persons that are sharing the roadways. You can't control what pedestrians are going to do. You can't control what motorcyclists or pedocyclists are going to do. So you need to reduce your speed around them. You can't control the actions of other persons, so you drive for them. Ensure, drivers, that you obey speed limits and plan your journey. Already for 2018, the police have issued 9,614 speeding tickets to a value of over $9.6 million. And in regards to fines, 37% of those speed offenses actually have been detected along the nation's highways, and 63% along divisional traffic speed teams. So you'd find that a lot of the speed teams that have been deployed into the divisions have been doing a lot of speed enforcement along the main roads. And these are 50-kilometer-an-hour roads. So when we're getting deaths involving motorcyclists, even pedecyclists and pedestrians along these main roads, it doesn't match the speedway of the road, because at 50 kilometers an hour, when there is an impact, these should not result in deaths. So it goes to show that we still need to do a lot of work to remind drivers the importance of being speed limits along these roadways. We appeal to motorists to please pay attention to your speedometers. Our goal is not to ticket everybody, but to make persons comply with the law in the interest of road safety, especially at night and especially around pedestrians. Do not consume alcohol if you're driving, of course. Have your designated driver. Use a taxi driver. Have a taxi service or a friend or relative come and pick you up if you think you've consumed too much alcohol. And don't risk your life and the lives of others on the roadways. Remember, anybody found over the legal limit of 35 micrograms of alcohol can face a fine ranging from $12,000 to $22,500. And of course, you also risk spending the weekend in the police holding cell. So it's definitely not worth the risk. Be more responsible and by all means have a good time. But remember, we want everybody to be safe on the roadways and be injury-free. Already for this year, the Highway Patrol Unit has arrested and charged 151 drivers for DUI offenses, driving under influence offenses, and that translates to 50 drivers a month. So are you going to be one of them? We hope not. And by just practicing safer decision-making. Pedestrians and cyclists are urged to be vigilant to drivers who may be inattentive on the roadways. Do not cross roadways unless it's clear and when drivers have come to a complete stop. Of course, use infrastructure, use designated crossing areas, very important. Wear bright clothing if walking or riding at night to help drivers see you. Again, we're seeing a lot of instances where pedestrians and cyclists at the side of the roadways at night and wearing pitch black and very, very dark materials. And again, you want to aid the motorists who are driving on the roadways and their ability to see you at night, even to reduce your own risk on the roadway itself. Pedestrians so far for this year have accounted for 55% of road traffic deaths, compared to 22% for the same period last year. So that's a large increase. And it means us as drivers really have to give them a little extra attention once we see them on the side of the roadways. Please wear your seatbelts at all times. Even though it's not law that rear seat occupants wear that seatbelt, we recommend that all persons buckle up once in a motor vehicle. And we remind persons that children 5 years and below must be in an approved child restraint seat in the back and appropriate seats. Don't use mobile phones while driving. Continues to be a big offense that's ticketed. And we ask persons to remind drivers that it is a major contribution to distracted driving.
Having heard what Mr. Batson would have said, we are putting the nation on notice that there will be multiple police security and enforcement exercises across the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago over the holiday weekend as part of our continued safety and security initiative and efforts. With this in mind, we wish to remind motorists to ensure they have their necessary driving documents in order, including a valid driver's permit, a valid policy of insurance, and the relevant vehicle inspection certificate for the vehicle. When approaching the police road checks and exercises, we kindly ask drivers to reduce your speed. Have your driving documents readily available. For production, wind down all your windows so that the officers can see the occupants who are inside from a little distance. Turn on the vehicle house light in case of the night time so that we can see you clearly. Obey all instructions of police officers as they conduct their lawful duty. Do not travel with any offensive weapons in your vehicle, such as cutlasses, knives, or ice picks. These may be confiscated by officers conducting road checks and the appropriate action taken. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service wishes to urge and advise everyone to have a safe and enjoyable weekend. And remind our citizens to play their part in helping the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service make this country and every roadway a safer place for all of us. TTPS would like to extend greetings, Easter greetings to the national community. We would like you all to enjoy yourself, bearing in mind of all the conditions that exist. And be tolerant as you go about your activities in this long Easter weekend. We thank you.